Hello, beautiful creators. Hope you're having a great day out there. I have a little warm up for you today, so grab yourself a blanket or a small pillow because you might like to use it during the practice. So we're going to get started by having a seat. And sometimes that doesn't feel easy. So while Sukhasana is called easy pose, it's not because it's easy, but because there should be ease in it. So as you're trying to sit down, find where there is not ease. Sometimes I notice it's a little bit buggy on the knees here and it doesn't feel great. So one thing you can do there is grab a blanket and put it underneath just the sit bones at the edge of your booty. Not all the way back like the whole thing, just the sit bones. And if you notice what that does, and I can even give myself more of a lift if it's like really needed, it brings some of the pressure off my knees because they've stayed where they are and I've allowed some of that pressure to lift off. So experiment with that, and if it's just like it's a no-go for you, like find what works for you here. Maybe it's a one leg at a time, maybe the feet are together, and you can always have two blankets or pillows and put one under each knee if that doesn't feel super great on your hips. So that is that. From whatever you found to be your happy place of sitting, maybe it's a crisscross applesauce right here, and that's good, that's fine. Find the palms up and find a way to just settle in. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a nice breath in. Soften as much as you can in the body, in the face, in the neck, the throat, the chest, the belly, the booty, the legs, the arms, the hands, all of it. Soft and light. The breath being slow and long. Just take a moment, just drop the chin ever so slightly. Let the shoulders drop and just take a big, big breath. Maybe the deepest breath you've had today. And we can start to regulate the breath. So we can bring the hands and maybe just give them a little rub and then place them on the body, on the belly, or maybe one hand on the heart or chest. And as you inhale, notice the belly expanding into your hands like a balloon that's getting blown up. And notice, if you can, keep your face soft. And then with your exhale, just notice the fall, the letting out of the air. We're just noticing, we're just checking in. And see if you can make it a little louder so you can hear it like the ocean. And before we begin, take a moment to just say, hey, I love you, to yourself. Check in on the inside. How do you feel? Where is your tension? Is there anything you need? And if certainly there's anything you need right now, like a potty break or a drink of water, stop the vid, take care of yourself. Always first and foremost. Make sure your phone's off, make sure your lights are off, make sure you're feeling safe and it's a little bit quiet where you are. Those are the conditions for healing as we begin to set this up and take a Savasana at the end. So starting to move left and right like a little piece of seaweed in the ocean. Just letting my spine be soft. I'm putting out some horse breath, that I call it. Just really exhaling and relaxing the lips and the cheeks. All right, let's lift the shoulders up and hold them tight as we inhale. On your exhale, rapidly dropping them down. Again. Again. Give them a couple of rolls. Nice. We'll just place the arms out by the side. Inhale the right arm up, or if you want to do a mirror situation, it's your left arm then. And exhale across the side. Make sure you're reaching down with those hips. Rainbow the arms through the center on your inhale. Exhale on the other side. Reach up with the hand, down with the hip. Again. And inhale and exhale. Back to the center. Go ahead and switch your legs. Whatever they're doing, do the opposite. Find yourself in the center. Now we're going to do nose to knee. So inhale. Turn and face one of the knees. And as you exhale, your goal is to drop your nose down to your knee. You might not get there, maybe not on the first time, but just drop in with your exhale and see how far you go. You can blow it a kiss. Make the intention of getting there. Inhale back to the center. I like to switch my hands for extra support. Exhale, drop the nose toward the knee. Just round the back and neck. Try to get that stretch. We're stretching in the back. Inhale, center, compressing in the ribs, and compression creates space, so that's always nice as well. Exhale, nose to knee. Just keep on going. Try to go a little farther down each time. Feel that beautiful stretch in the side body. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Inhale, center. We're going to do a few more rounds, taking everything nice and slow and long today. Exhale. As I continue with this move, each time I exhale down, I try to push out a little farther. I try to project my nose to the outside of my knee because it gives me a little more stretch in the hip, in the leg, in the thigh, in the bottom glutes. Nose to knee. And if you feel really stable and you don't need your hands, you could put them back behind you and just try doing it without. Inhale, center. This is our last round. Ultima vez. Come back to your center. Woo! So go ahead and find a neck moment for yourself. Now, I like to consider the shapes that I might like to make, and I start with little circles with my nose. And they get bigger and bigger. Until I find like a little tweaky part where I'm like, ooh, okay, that's my limit. So I stay there and keep doing it. Just keep softly, gently moving that joint around. Take care to notice your shoulders in this process and what are they doing? Are they lifting? Do you want to keep them down? I'm going to change the direction. Does it feel like it's compressing weirdly somewhere? You can take a part out of it. It could be a rainbow, like ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. And that could be your shape. And I'm exhaling into that drop. Maybe you'd prefer to drop in and then roll chin to chest to the other side. Maybe you want to complete a full circle. Maybe it's a figure 8. Maybe you're more of a Stevie Wonder vibe today. So just find what feels right, what feels good and best, and do that. It can feel really nice to bring your hands up and just give your shoulders a little squeeze, just a little love squeeze. Give your neck a little squeeze, a little rub. Give your scalp a little scratch, a little rub. And I'm going to put my hair up because it seems like it's getting in the way. It's at that length. It's kind of short, but just long enough to hop into your face. So let's bring the legs out in front of us. Lift up those sit bones. Make sure you're on them nice and tall. Toes up, top of the head up, hips down, hands down, shoulders down, back of the knees down, Dandasana, the stick pose. Project the heart ever so gently towards the knees and just consider yourself here just in a nice right angle. Just hanging out. You might have to turn your head and look at the video, but once you do that and you see that I'm just hanging out in this right angle, go ahead and look towards your feet, over the top of them at eye level. Keep the shoulders down, press into the earth. If your arms are longer than your torso, this might not work well for you, and that's okay. You can just kind of move them to where it feels okay. Keep your fingers pointed forward if you can. Now let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, rain the hands down. Place them at your hips. Press down into the hip. As you drop forward, relax the belly. Let it plop into your lap. Chin to shin, elbows back. Just reaching forward, lighting up that hamstring and sciatic. Belly soft, face soft. Drop a little lower on your exhale. Chin to shin. Try not to round the back. See, when you chin to shin and you're lighting up the hamstring, when you round the back, you're more lighting up the back. So maybe you want to finish this off rounding your back. Although we just did a bunch of that with nose to knee. It's your practice. So go ahead and rotate your feet a little bit while you're here. And just take a nice breath and let something go, just like that. Maybe even smile if you can. It's funny that there was a show, if you all remember, called Ally McBeal, and there was a character on that show that always used to smile. He called it smile therapy. He was actually a little bit depressed, and he was trying to fake it until he made it. And I always appreciated that character because that really works sometimes. You can just introduce the vibration that you're looking to achieve, and it'll eventually catch on. It's a contagious thing, energy. So just like your thoughts, right? If you keep projecting, man, my body hurts. Why am I in so much pain? Darn, this is a bummer, right? I've been doing this because I've been having some body pains. If you start saying stuff like, why is it so easy for my body to feel its best? Or why is it that I'm always finding the right things to do for my body? Because I can't really say, why do I feel so great? Because I actually don't. But I can find the statements that push me in that direction, and that's nice. So, little tangent on positive thinking, but that's a great part of living your yoga. It's not just about the physical practice. So let's get on to the hands and knees. Cross at the shins, drop onto your knees, lift into tabletop. Knees under the hips, feet directly behind you. So when I look through my legs, I can't see my toes. Hands underneath the shoulder. So look at the shoulder. Is that a straight line? Is it way out here? If you have a reason to do that, bravely make that choice. Otherwise, look for this alignment. Middle finger pointing forward, reach into those finger points so that you're taking some of that pressure off the wrist And pull the front body up to the back body. Sure, look at the video for 1 sec, but then go ahead and look down at the very top of your mat and have a parallel spine with the floor, and just listen to my voice and trust that you can follow along. Bring the front body up to the back body like it's having a little hug, a little moment. And notice if you were dropping your belly, lift it up, make a tabletop. So we can put a little cup of water on the table and it won't spill. Your biceps are saying hello to each other across the mat. So your elbow creases are in, your biceps are rotated outward. Shoulders are wide. And we'll begin cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward. Let the booty open up and hips open and lift in the back, and press down into the earth with the hands and feet. Exhale, lift the heart to the sky, looking into your belly, dropping into the earth deeply with hands and feet. Inhale, drop the heart, generously dropping the spine and lifting the head, lifting the booty up in the back. Exhale, drop. Remember, your biceps are saying hi to each other across the mat. So inhale. Keep the ears away from the shoulders. You don't want to sink down there, right in that area. Keep the ears away from the shoulders, lifting off. Wag your tail, wiggle your squirrel butt, and then exhale. Two more. Soften the face. This time, inhale, curl the toes under. Sit back on your heels for toe stand. Lift the torso off and give yourself a moment to stretch your feet. This can be really intense. Breathe through it. If you need to place your hands down, go ahead. But lift your torso off so there's not so much weight. And just thank you, feet and toes, for doing so much work every day, all day, holding me, carrying me, walking me, running me. Wearing my shoes, carrying my body. Very, very nice. So let's move back into tabletop. Now I want to invite you again to make sure your middle finger points forward and you're pressing into the fingertips gently so you don't have all of the weight on your wrists. Tend to your forearms, tend to your feet as you curl the toes under. Inhale. So you just want to imagine your navel pressing up, 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 up with your exhale, and then drop the heels, direct the hips back, and so the torso is not putting weight on your arms. So if you're like this, you've got too much weight on your arms. You want to push back with the hips, project the heart towards the knees. Nice way to adjust yourself in down dog is to bend your knees, press the heart towards the thighs so that your arms don't feel a lot of weight, and then try to straighten your legs. Try to lower your heels. Hanging out here, nice deep breath. Lift up onto your tippy toes and then drop back down. Remember to tend to your elbows out, creases in. You're making a nice, beautiful upside down V shape here. Blossoming the buttocks towards the back of the room. Inhale, look at the hands. Bring yourself over your shoulders over your hands for plank position. Exhale, hold, strong. Front body up to back body. Again, feeling that nice tabletop sensation across the back plank of the body. Next exhale, we're going to Chaturanga. So come on down. You can drop your knees first if that feels better for you. Keep the elbows in. Drop all the way down. When your nose kisses the earth, leave the elbows up and back and lift yourself up into up dog. Press up into the earth. Lift the head, lift the ears away from the shoulders. Drop back down. Inhale, curl the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Navel to spine, lift. You can start out on your knees and then go into it, right? Or you can just lift right into it. Hold yourself here. We're just going to take a few breaths here. So you might walk your dog a little bit. You might just pump your heels a little bit. Remember, you can bend your knees a little bit if that feels nice for you. A couple more breaths here. You're amazing. Inhale, look at the hands. Bring yourself to plank. Exhale, drop the knees. Uncurl the toes. Sit back into child's pose. Now, as you're here in child's pose, hanging out, consider really letting go in your torso. Let it lay down and surrender. This is a rest for your respiratory system, a moment for your mind. You can have your hands out in front, back behind, or under your head as a pillow as well is a nice option. Couple more breaths here, nice and mellow. You can wiggle a little bit here if you like, stimulating the lymph fluid production. All right, inviting you back to tabletop for one more little fun thing, a shoulder stretch. So we'll take the left arm, inhale it up, and then exhale it down and through in between the arm and leg of the right side until you drop down, palm down. I like palm down so I can kind of crawl. I want my shoulder blade, not my bicep, on the mat and my ear. So this right hand can sometimes serve as a stabilizer, and just project the hips back. Feel that nice little stretch. Strengthening the fascial plane. Inhale, press into the earth with the right hand. Exhale, come back up. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, thread it through. One more deep breath here. Inhale, press back onto tabletop. Exhale, cross those feet, drop back into a seated pose. I invite you to bring the bottom of your feet together. So a little stretch here. And while we're here, consider lifting the torso, reaching up with the top of the head and reaching down with the shoulders. Now your hands can be on your knees or your feet. And if you feel like leaning forward a little bit with your exhale, hinging from the waist, moving down there to say hello to your feetsies. And that's about enough for me. Get any little wiggles out. Now grab the knees, bring them up together using your hands as a helper. And Here is Bartholomew, everybody. He's going to do a little bit of yoga with us here, everybody. So we're going to sit like this. Now I invite you to bring your legs out in front of you. And I'm going to face you like this. So legs out in front of you. Before we address that, let's have the arms come out in front as well. Stop in the name of love first. Lift the shoulders up and then drop them down. You want your arms to come straight out from your shoulders. And then drop the fingers. Maybe even drop them all the way down to the floor and then fold them up towards your body. Right? So we're going to inhale, lift the fingers. Stop in the name of love. Exhale. Drop the fingers down towards the floor and then bend them towards the body. Just get a nice stretch. Again. And so really feel that arm in the socket there. And go ahead and rotate the wrists. Hi, buddy. Bart loves Savasana, so he knows it's about time. Go the other direction. And then you may want to have this stretch. And if this feels like too much, you can always do kitty cat biscuits on your legs, right? Just kind of, or on your kitty. Ha ha ha, just kidding. So if you do it this way, be sure that your shoulders stay away from your ears. And when you're taking the fingers, guide them towards the floor. Oh, it's not time for Savasana yet, he says. He'll come back. Guide the fingers toward the floor and guide the heel of the hand forward as opposed to pulling the fingers towards your body. Both sides. Get a little of that action. Shake it out, shake it out. So take your right leg, lift it up. Place the foot just in front of the knee towards your body. And just hang out here for a moment. Free laxative is what this is. So inhale. Lift that right arm up so you can turn and face the right and drop it behind you on your exhale. The left arm, just hold the knee. If you want to intensify it, you can wrap it around, right? But you could also just be here if this is okay for you, whichever feels nicer. This feels nice and tight and secure for me, so I like this one. I'm not really trying to focus on the twist. I'm just turning to the right and lifting. Standing tall, breathing soft and long. He's gone into the kitchen. He wants food. Very soon, my love. 3 to 5 breaths in each pose is my usual thing that I like and enjoy. So when I come back out of this, inhale. Exhale that leg down. Inhale that other leg up. Left leg up, left arm up. Exhale it down behind you. Tend to your right arm. Is it here on the leg holding strong, or are you hugging it and placing the elbow crease at the knee? Soft in the face, nice long breath. Giving your organs a little rush of fresh blood here. La 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 la. Inhale, turn back to the front. Exhale, drop that down. Now I'm going to invite you one more time to get onto your knees. Because we just compressed right in this area quite a little bit, we're going to do Camel Pose just to reverse that. So if you don't like being on your knees, you can always place a little piece of softness there underneath them. We're going to stand on the knees. feet right behind you. And you don't want your feet to turn out or in. You just want it to go in a straight line back from your knee. And then looking down, I want my hips to stay right on top of my knees. So in other words, I don't want my hips to go forward in front of my knees or fall back behind my knees. I just want to stay in this nice line all the way up. Inhale. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale, just turn the palms back and drop them behind and just drop them into your low back. Pull the elbows together and just project the chest forward. Try to keep yourself in your straight line. Now this might feel really great for you, and if it's not deep enough, you want to intensify a little. I like to, you can just drop your arms straight down to your hands, or you can drop your hands straight down to your feet. Or sometimes I like to bring that arm forward and back and take the long road to that same spot. This assures you that your arm is in its socket nicely, right? And then I'm just lifting the heart, drop the head back, and allow the neck a little bit of stretching there in the front. I don't want to compress down. I want to stay nice and open. If that feels like too much, sometimes I'll just do one at a time. When you're ready to come out of this, it's very important. On an exhale, draw navel to spine, come up strongly, very strongly. Coming on out of that, go ahead and have a seat. Have a seat and begin your windshield wiper. So you're going to take your knees left and right. Now I like to take this journey starting sitting up because it massages your booty on the floor, right? Like down in the lower regions. And then as you begin to roll back, it goes into the middle, right? And then you can take yourself all the way into laying down and do it. And it's a nice sensation in all of those places. Right, now go ahead and take your knees, draw them into the chest, and on an inhale, rise up, tuck the chin. Exhale, roll back, tucking the chin. Inhale up, tap the toes. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll back. Maybe you want to try your hands underneath. This is just a nice little massage on your spine as well, right? Spine rolling. If you don't like this, it doesn't feel right for you, that's okay. Hang out on the mat. Maybe go left and right. That's also very nice. You can even grab your knees and just circle them. And you're getting a little low back massage. This is not a low back strengthener. We'll save that for another time, but this is just a nice massage. All right, and it's time to lay back in Savasana. So go ahead and find yourself. I have these blankets available here. So what I might do is lay one down and see if my head is happy about it. I also might roll one up and put it under my knees so that my low back feels a little bit nicer. And then I'm just going to lie back. That feels pretty great. You might even take your hands and roll the edges and give yourself a little bit more cushion. And now you might like to take it to another notch and do an eye pillow or an eye cover if you like. But find yourself feeling the mat on the back of your body. Allow your feet to windshield wiper out and just let your toes fall out to the outsides and arms to the side, palms up. Pinkies down. Make sure your chin is just a touch lower than your forehead. Okay, just check in with that alignment and soften. Find a way to let go. Elongate the breath. Soften the breath and the body. No thoughts. Just watching your body surrender is the name of the game in Savasana. Give yourself these moments to process the work and be quiet with yourself, with your body and mind. Give the body and mind a chance to hang out and calibrate. Just letting go, softening. Feeling those areas of tension, if you can let go a little more, maybe in the face or the shoulders or the muscles behind the heart or the hands or the feet. And just feel your skin draping over your bones. Stay here as long as you like. Enjoy the space, the quiet, the feeling of surrender. And before you come back to your day, before you leave the mat, I invite you to take a moment to love yourself, to say the words, I love you, I honor you, I acknowledge you, I respect you. Like, feel your awesomeness. That's what I invite you to do. And have yourself a beautiful day out there.